What's happening, everybody? Creek Ninja's coming back with another fly tying video. Today we're going to be tying another one of my patterns, and this is a fly that I've been wrecking fish with for quite a while. It's been a really good pattern for wild trout, especially on cloudy days with the silver bead. I've got a size 20. This is a Jig Superb. Hannock just came out with these new Jig Superbs to take the place of the Jig Champions that they just discontinued for some stupid reason. I don't know. But now we have a 20 in the Superb. We have that in the vise, and we have a Big T 2.5 silver bead in there. This fly is one that Big T came up with the name of, and we called it the two-time felon. And I mean, why not? Because this fly wrecks fish just like a felon goes in and wrecks people's lives. So what we're gonna start with is some pink thread. This is a Danville. This is a wax thread. So yeah, this is 6/0 thread. I'm not big into like being picky on threads like some people. It's just whatever I got and whatever I pick up. You're going to start the thread right behind the bead, do a few wraps, just try to kind of secure that so it's not wobbling all over the place. You're going to wrap this down to the bend of the hook. Again, just like most Euro jigs, you're just going to put a tail about in line with where the barb of a hook would be is where you're going to stop your thread. And this fly, we're using Conch de Leon for the tail. It can be dark, it can be light, really any color. I just have a tailing pack of this stuff. It's just a natural. It's not bleached or anything, and it's not darkened. Do a couple loose wraps with a smaller hook to secure that in. And then I'll just get it on top, and I'm going to pull it. Make a fairly short tail on this. This is just a good mayfly pattern. It's a good attractor nymph. It's been crushing fish this winter. Some of the previous YouTube videos that you've seen me and Ben, like the snow, the 2 videos that we did when it was snowing, this was one of the flies that I was just absolutely wrecking fish with. And so now what we're going to do is for the body material, we're using some Siman camo thread in the olivey color. It's like an olive yellow almost. And you're just going to cut this off the spool. You don't need a bunch. You're just wrapping it up the body. This stuff almost gives a pheasant tail-like appearance, especially in the brown. It's very pheasant tail-like. The olive, it doesn't segment quite as much, but it still looks really good. So you're going to tie that in, and next we're going to put in a rib. The rib is going to be some Simperfly micro glitter and the pearl. It's a very subtle rib. It's not super flashy like pearl tinsel, like you would put on a sexy waltz. It's just a very flat, very drab rib, considering it is pearl, so it does have some flash to it. But once you wrap it around the body, it's kind of translucent looking, so it gives just enough flash, but not a lot. You already have enough with that silver bead on there. And I just wanted to do this because I didn't want to put wire on it. I wanted to make something a little different. So this is what I ended up using for the rib, and it works very well. This stuff is durable. It doesn't rip apart as easy as some of the tinsels or crystal flash or whatever. It's a very durable material. So what you're going to do, advance that thread back up behind the bead. You're just going to take wraps up the shank with this Siman camo thread. I have a rotary vise, and I don't use the rotary feature that often, especially making these videos because I don't have enough room. But if you got a rotary vise, use it. Don't be like me. Alright, there's the body. Now you're going to take this micro glitter, kind of twist it so it's tighter. And you're going to do the same thing. You're just going to wrap it up, leaving some space in between to create a rib. Get it right there behind the bead. Do 2 good locking wraps in there, or 3, 2 or 3. Trim that off. And now, we don't put dubbing on this fly, I just use the thread and build up a small pink hot spot right there in front of the bead, or behind the bead rather. And just like my other video, I don't whip finish, I half hitch. But if you whip finish or use a tool, however you want to finish this fly, it's up to you. 3 to 4 should do it. There you go, and then pull that in, make sure it gets locked in there. Come in and trim that up, and there you go. That is another one of my patterns. This is the 2-time felon, and this fly is a fish wrecker. It has been, like I said, it's been producing a bunch of fish. You can tie these things with a copper bead. You can tie them pretty much however you want to. I mean, this is a fly that I wanted to create that's slightly different, but is also very similar to a lot of other stuff that's out there. And just like any other fly, I mean, you can take this thing and make any variation of it that you want to. This is just the one that I've, the first one that I've tied. It was this olivey body with that glitter. And like I said, you can see it in there. It's there, but it's not so flashy that it's overpowering. So like this fly is just, it's been producing a lot of fish for me. Definitely a good wintertime choice. Moving up in the spring, I would assume fish would eat it, especially stocked fish, but I've noticed in the wintertime I do catch a lot of wild trout on silver beads, and as I start getting into the spring and summer, I start transitioning from silvers and pinks to more coppers and browns and like a natural tungsten or coffee color beads. Just seems like sometimes they get a little shied away from these silver beads when the water's warmer. Probably because there's a lot more wreck anglers out there throwing spinners and whatnot, and just a lot more flashy stuff that they're seeing. But in the wintertime, cold conditions, cloudy conditions, this fly right here will definitely get you some fish. So y'all go check it out, tie some up, and I'll link the materials in the description of this video, and we'll see you next time.